came out and destroyed the bears. We are so back now. We've cracked that 69K level. We're very happy. We're not going to see that 49K in the next 24 hours. We're very happy about that. So we're going to get a deep dive into BTC today, guys. I'm going to show you my plan. I'm going to show you what I think is going to be happening there with BTC. Then we're going to look at ETH, obviously. Then I'm also tackling some RWAs again. We're going to recap where we were last week. Those things absolutely flew. I've got a hidden gem for you that is untouched yet in this RWA space. And then we're talking base things as well. I'm talking base ecosystem plays. I've got two small caps for you, and I've got these meme coins on this base that we need to discuss. It's happening. It's all over Twitter. And let's get ahead of the game. Let's get involved in this space. So we got a lot to talk about. It's Monday. I'm bullish. The white cap's on. Let's go. I'm scrolling through Banter bubbles here quickly, trying to find stacks because it's the first thing I grabbed. The minute I saw that BTC candle start taking off, I grabbed some stacks. Remember the golden rule, when BTC pumps, you grab some stacks. That kind of runs with it. But look at RWEEX, 20%. We've got WIF. That really recovers nicely every time. 20% looking good. NEAR's dominating. Fetch, the AI tokens seem to be back. I was complaining earlier today in Sniper Club that, these AI tokens are tired now. Everyone's talking RWAs. We're bored of AI. We want to go to gaming. We want to go to everything else. But I see they have woken up, including Link, which I'm long on Link as well. I'm going to show you my trade shortly. And I'm currently running an AVAX and a Link long on Prime XBT that I'm going to take you through. And then I've got a long running on WEEX using Ocean Protocol. So I'm going to show you guys that one as well. So we got a lot to get through here. Let's look at this current BTC situation and try and just figure out what just happened, because I'm feeling quite good. I'm feeling quite good roundabout now. And it's really come and it's smashed a big little area here for us. And I'll tell you why this was a big area. We had big horizontals in play here, and we had the 618. So this was always going to be a big challenge for us. For me, this was a region that could potentially send us to those depths of hell that Uncle Run was looking at. He was looking at that 49K, 52K, those type of things. And a rejection in this region was going to be a big issue for me. So let's see how this is going to play out. I do have a couple of things in the way that we can pay attention to. Number one, I've got quite a bearish looking order block here sitting in this region. So we're not out of the woods until we take this order block out completely. So let's just bear in mind, we do have some action in the zone that we have to deal with. That is something we need to just keep our eyes on. But once we clear that, my targets for moving higher, baby steps here, guys. 72,500. That's where we want to see 72,500. So let's just highlight this one for you guys. So upside 72,500. I would love that. And it could be very nice just to get BTC in some kind of range, just playing around in this region here for a while, and just give us some alt relaxation time and some money making time, because we had a very tough bear market that 2 days we had last week. It was tough bear market conditions when you used to always being up only here. Sometimes they come and abuse us for 2 days. This is not our best vibe. So what we're looking at now support wise, number one, 68,950. 68,950. Let's see if this support holds. You can see here it's nice horizontals. It's nice support and resistance here. So this is my number here. Call it 68,950. Okay, call it 68,950. That's a nice little area for us. Then we're going to bang out our fibs here. We just got to rejig them now. I want to pull a fib from this low to the high. So we're going to take the low from 2 days ago to the high, and we want to track our main support. So in the assumption that they want to turn us over, they want to send things lower, where do we go? Where do we look? My first hot zone of interest here for me, BTC, first hot zone, 66,950. 66,950. So eyes on that region as well. And these are pretty much the two levels you need to pay attention to at the moment today. I do believe we have a CME gap a little bit lower down as well. So we will keep our eyes on this area down here, 65,400. Let's watch that region. But those are the three big ones that you need to pay attention to today, or at least that I'm paying attention to today for the things that I'm trading and that I'm involved in. Okay, cool. So things are looking good out there. Let's take a look at some of the news. So here's some bullish news because we're so bullish today. And this guy, Koosh, his name is Koosh. He says BTC monthly price targets are very difficult to project, whereas RSI has been more reliable since Bitcoin's inception. So what he's using here is the monthly RSI, and he's telling you that once the RSI peaks and breaks that 70 level, you get an average of 17x the price. He's saying that, and the average number of days, 183. So if you dial into this picture here, I'm zooming in for you guys. If you dial into this chart, you can see this RSI has broken that 70 level. And this man, he's looking for a couple of X's on BTC. I think nothing wrong with that. So let's ingest this bullish news here and understand this RSI is at the top. And what history tells us it likes to peak higher. It likes to push higher. So once we've done all the work of getting, it would be very unusual for this RSI to suddenly turn down now and send us back to hell. So this guy's saying, look, this RSI on his chart still going to turn green. It's still going to give us multiple X's here. So yeah, some bull source there for the bulls. And then this, I was loving this. I mean, this is going to give everyone a little bit of extra energy. Luke Bellmer says they'll call us lucky, but it was obvious all day long. Let's get rich, boys. Making money online is a glitch in the matrix. Okay, so what's happened here is the US have signed off a $1.2 trillion funding package. Okay, so what does that mean? It means there's more money available, and this is the exact reason today that I've pulled out two sounds for you guys. I've got number one, we've got the bull, and number two, I've got a new one. It's called the money print. You got it, Ray. You got to love that.
That's solid. Yes.
Wait till you hear the cat, bro. Wait till you hear the cat. Okay, so when we trading those cat memes, bro, I need a cat. You know what has to happen. Okay, liquidation heat map. What are the targets here? What are these guys looking for? Bigger picture. This is a 1 month liquidation heat map that we're looking at here, and now the juice is all upstairs. All the juice for these market makers is upstairs. If they're going to have fun, they need to send it higher. And you can see these numbers now. We are now starting to tee up big areas here. We're looking at 70k, we're looking at 71.1, and there's a nice juicy zone up here at these all-time highs again around 74. That is what we're watching. So liquidation heat map fans, if you're watching that, it looks like the fun is higher up. And remember, the fun was always going to be at that level that I showed you when we looked at it last week. That level was tied into a nice thick liquidation heat map band, this area over here. So that was always going to be a hot zone for them. To me, it made sense that they're going to want to send it there first before they come lower. And so far, things are playing out. So to me, looks like they're going to want to come and attack those higher levels that you've just seen on this liquidation heat map. So fingers crossed, that's what they do. Dominance, guys, nothing's really changed. Again, we are moving closer and closer to a decision, though. We can see this. We are a couple of weeks away from a big decision here. We are moving into a little squeeze situation. Something is going on here. And at some point, we're going to get this big move. And it's either going to be a big move up here, and I suspect that's going to rinse some of these altcoins, or they're going to just rip it down. And we are going to have so much fun. We'll probably be live trading for like 6 hours at a time, laughing, doing all sorts of fun things. Ray will be punching the air. And no, it will just be a wonderful, wonderful time if we do get that break of trend and they start sending this dominance to the downside, which is obviously what we want as altcoin traders. We come here for fun. This is why we're here. And we only have fun when that dominance is really just pushing down. Okay, Big Dog versus BTC. So this is ETH versus BTC. And again, at the absolute limits here of support. Now, we've seen a very strong ETH candle this afternoon. ETH is looking like it wants to do something. It's looking nice and strong here at the moment. But this is a massive, massive area here for ETH versus BTC. And they're tapping on it and tapping on it. And we were looking for a big bounce here. And I still am looking for a big bounce. But we need to assume that at some point, some support can potentially fail. And we might be visiting ETH BTC slightly lower down. And that, for me, would probably coincide with some kind of BTC dump or BTC sell-off. And, then a lot of these alts selling back into BTC and these alts getting rinsed. So it's not really a situation we want to see. If we bullish altcoins, we really want to see this ETH BTC pairing starting to push up. Whenever that starts pushing up, you will note that we generally get great altcoin moves and things like that. So that's the direction we wanted to go for altcoin traders. We need that to bounce here for ETH versus BTC, but a good start today. We had a nice little ETH candle, and you can see what's going on here. So these are the levels I gave you guys on Thursday before I disappeared for 3 days. For those of you that were wondering, I actually got a little bit ill. I had to do some hospital time in the hospital, but I came out in one piece, and at least some of our levels held. And the 618 came out strong for us. We had the 618 and trend pull in there for us, holding some horizontal. So this was a big marker for us for ETH. This is 3,260. That was a big level here for ETH. Now, what am I watching today for my current ETH situation? I'm looking at this 3,398 level. So call it 3,4 is an area of interest now for ETH traders. That is what you're going to be watching as your level of support. And then what you can do is you can bang out a rising trend here and just track this trend, okay? And we bullish as long as this trend is in place. So we can send it higher and we can play this game. And as long as we're cooking here with ETH, we're happy. If we lose that trend, then we know. We start looking at lower levels. So all is going well at the moment. Looking to break these highs from, when was that? The highs from Wednesday. We're trying to crack that. If we do crack that, then we can go super bullish here on ETH again. And I think... Sevi, come on, bro. I don't do that weed stuff, bro. Come on. Then we break those highs. We can be super bullish on ETH and a lot of these altcoins. Okay, cool. Let's see who's around. Do you guys still remember me? I mean, I disappeared for like 2 shows. It felt like an eternity. You know, it was a very long time here. Gary Gensler says he's RWEEV times 1,000. Ben says stay well. Shot, guys. No, I appreciate the well wishes in the chats. Yeah, just some kind of bug going around. Yeah, got the better of me. Had to, you know, I missed my meme show. I was very upset. I was going to teach you guys so much shit about these meme guys, and I was going to bring you some proper meme education. Yeah, I'm here to save you guys from getting rinsed on these memes, and I was going to bring you a guy, but he's coming back on Friday, so he'll be around on Friday for us. So make sure you are around. Sir JK says he'll never forget the beard. Imam is long on bonk. Love that. Let's see. James says LFG. Bernie says, who's this new mega trader? I don't know. Bernie, who is it, bro? Who are you talking about? Okay, guys, let's get into some juice. So obviously what we know floating around at the moment, there's a lot of base action. Okay, it's all over Twitter. It's actually annoying. And we know these guys are buying the base meme coins because that is pretty much all they have at the moment on base. It's fucking meme coins. And you'll remember, if you watched my show probably 2-3 months ago, I bought you TOSHI and I bought you MOCHI. They were the first 2 cats on base. They were, I think the owner of base has 8 or 9 different cats, and these were his first 2. So those have sort of become staple diets of meme traders on base. So I'm bringing you those. I'm bringing you a couple of other names for you to look at. And then I've got Uncle Craig. He does a lot of research. He's a bit of a DEGEN. And I got him to take a look at a couple of smaller cap actual projects, so not memes, on this base ecosystem. So if things are going to work, maybe you want to be nibbling into some of these smaller low cap projects that I'm going to show you. So let's just get right into it, and let's see what we got here. Matt says he finally got some sleep. Well, I'm glad I could help you, bro. Okay, here's just an interesting tweet on base. So this is the type of stuff you guys are seeing on Twitter. It's floating around everywhere. This guy's saying base altcoins market caps only 10% of Sol, and he's drawn you a nice little picture. Okay, so he's basically saying if you're buying memes on base, you early, these types of things that a lot of the guys are calling some kind of meme season that you've seen on Solana, the way these things have blown up. And all these types of things, they're calling something like that on base. But I tell you what, it's slightly more complicated on base. It irritates me a bit. So I prefer Bird Eye and doing those things at the moment. But once you get used to a new platform, then it should be a little bit simpler. So eyes on this. I mean, the guy does have a point. And just some bullish news on base. Basically, it took 23 days to double the TVL on base. Okay, so we know there's action there. We know things are happening. And there's the first question. Mickey Campbell says, how do we buy these coins on base? So you can use, what is the name of the site? So you can use this token that I'm going to show you now. Let's get into this. Okay, here's the first one. This is not a meme coin. Okay, this was brought to me by Craig. He does a lot of research. He works with Sheldon and does a lot of research on some of Sheldon's stuff as well. And one of the projects he's found is called SynthSwap. Okay, the ticker is SYNTH, and this could be something. It's on base and it's a DEX on base, and he was talking about trading RWAs on base using synth. So that was an interesting one for me. Let's take a look at it here. This is it on DEX Screener. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you can see there's activity here. It has been moving. Nothing too interesting. It's a tiny market cap. So for me, I've bought some spot of this thing, and I'm just coming for the ride. I just want to see where this thing goes. So a spot play here for me. You can see right now it's trading at 12. Your first level of support you're looking at is around about 9. So if you do get some kind of dip into that 9 region, I'm probably going to add a little bit here. But I bought my first bag now today. So yeah, let's see if this plays out, if base ecosystem is going to start moving and taking off. And it's not all about the meme coins. I want some of this action. So I've bought this guy, the synth. And then I've got another one for you guys. This is called Burning Circle. Basically, the concept, the way he's explained it to me, was that every time the price dips below a certain value, they actually burn tokens to prop the price higher. It's the strangest thing. But basically, they kill the tokens to decrease the supply. And what happens? The price then starts going up. So an interesting concept here for Burning Circle. So check that one out. The ticker is Circle. And you can get this one. Also, this is DEX Screener. And also, the chart's looking okay. It's not looking bad. Current market cap, let's see, is 21 million. So it's quite a small cap. So just keep your eyes on it. Don't ape into this type of thing. This type of thing can grow quite quickly, and you don't have to go too hard at it. So maybe just a small position. I have got a little bit of this guy as well. So keep your eyes on this. We can see what's going on here. We got a nice little candle at the moment. And let's see if this thing even listens to some fibbage here. Let's see if it responds. Yeah, so we got a nice little 618 there. I never understand why they automatically give you all these colors when you open a different platform, when you pull these fibs out. It's the strangest thing. I don't know how these colors add value to anyone. Okay, so there we are. Little 618 play. So that's nice. So we know it's respecting fibs. So keep your eyes on this thing. If it starts drifting higher, you're going to look for that 618 pullback, probably the trend retest. And then that could give you also a nice little push there. So that's an interesting one for me, Burning Circle. And now let's get into the filth on base, because I mean, if this is what it's becoming, it's just like a meme joint. I don't know. Is it sustainable? Who knows? But here's the first one I picked up. Something called DEGEN. Okay, so unparalleled alpha. It says probably the best proxy coin for SocialFi and Base and Farcaster. Okay, so this is DEGEN. Okay, I don't even know if this one is an actual meme, but this was also sent to me by one of the researchers. So you can take a look at this DEGEN one on Base. And then I've got a list for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to chart 2 of the main memes for you, TOSHI and MOCHI. I'm going to let you have a look at those and give you some idea, because those have been around a long time. They trade very nicely, and they're probably ones that you want to have in your armory, because if this stuff's going to move, they're probably your safest bet. It's like owning WIF, or it's like owning Doge. It's like one of those. It might not give you the 100x you want, but it's going to be a nice little mover if they do get some activity there. So take a look here. The number 1 here on the list is Brett. Okay, number 2 is TOSHI, which you know about. I'm going to chart that one for you. Number 3 is MOCHI, and number 4 is Boge or Bogey. Which is, it's Doge, but on base, apparently. Okay, so there it is. These are some of these base meme tokens for you guys to play with, some of the tokens for you to look at. And here's TOSHI. So look, we called this one, and it had a nice pump originally, and then it's just been chopping up, down, for a very long time. This is the 12 hour, but anyone who caught this on my show previously is definitely going to be happy with the current results. And we have had some good moves here. So let's just take a look. Major support for me for TOSHI. Okay, big zone. You can see why this is a nice little area here for us. Multiple zeros. 385. Okay, so that's your first hot zone. Any pullbacks on a meme coin onto a massive zone like that, if you are bullish on that token, is always a good idea, you know, because they move up and they move down so quickly, and those generally work out to be great zones for you. So let's see if I can get some more fibbage here that we can get some decent tie-in. Okay, so here's a nice low we can play with, and you can see we've got a nice tie-in here on the 618 as well. So let's just shift that up there. Okay, so that first level I've given you is good. So anything multiple zeros, call it multiple zeros 4, because now we have a 618 here as well tied in. Okay, so multiple zeros 4, that's a nice little zone for you. And then your next bullish area that you want to keep your eyes on, multiple zeros 523. Okay, so I like this little region here for TOSHI, and I do really like that little one lower down. So keep this on your watch list. If this meme craze is going to continue, these things should just continually start churning upwards for the next while. So a strategy might be a DCA type strategy. You know, you don't want to miss the boat if this thing's going to rip 20% now on day one. That you know about it, and then you miss that pullback. So strategy would be to maybe nibble at it now and then wait for these pullbacks. Any pullbacks you buy, as long as you're pulling back onto strong zones or decent areas, then you shouldn't, you should do quite well there on these guys. And then always track your major supports, especially on these meme coins, because if you lose a major support on a meme coin, it's telling you that maybe that craze is over, or maybe that fad is now over. So for me, my first major that I would watch here for this TOSHI is multiple zeros 38. So eyes on that guy. Kaya says the AVAX chart is looking bullish. Yes, I agree. I'm still sitting in AVAX. AVAX has been a long journey. I gave that trade 2 weeks ago. And yeah, so I mean, it moves, then it sits down, then it consolidates for days, does nothing. It gets frustrating. And then out of nowhere, it will start pumping again. I see Size in the chats. Okay, so if you guys got questions, Simon is in the chat. Simon from Sniper Club. Okay. He does all this stuff in Sniper Club, but here he is. He's trying to help you guys at the moment and tell you how you can get involved in base and all these types of things if you're interested. Ping apparently looks bullish as well, according to Mr. Nimbus. Kindly says, just tuned in. What coin? Okay, well, Kindly, you're just in time, because in a few minutes, I'm going to show you the coin that we think is going to be the next RWA banger. If you were hanging with me on Thursday, all of those coins took off. I mean, I haven't even measured the size of the move, but they were massive. And maybe we are onto something here. So stick around and let's tackle that just now. Okay, so here's MOCHI moving into my buy zone. Okay, so exactly what you've seen on TOSHI over there. This is MOCHI now dipping into a potential buy zone for me right now. So I'm going to be adding to my position here on MOCHI on this horizontal support. You can see why it looks very much like TOSHI, and that's a buy zone. Okay, so if we start losing that, then we know we have to identify our next major zone, and that could be quite a long way down. So if we start losing this multiple zeros 582 level, okay, if that support doesn't hold, which in my view it should, considering the hype on this base situation, if that level doesn't hold, we need to start looking at levels lower down that tie in with horizontals and moving averages and those types of things. And that would be a 36% burnout first. So 36% downside if we lose that major level. So quite an easy play here, quite an easy way to deal with this. So DCA up here, if they do want to send it lower, you know where it's going. 50-day moving average and horizontals there are waiting for you. So area number 2 is going to be this region down here. And you're going to ride it at least back up to the range high, absolute minimum that you would want out of that. And then the next one is probably around here. This is your long right now for MOCHI. So see if they can just dip you a little bit lower into that horizontal. If they can just squeeze you in there one more time, if they can give you that one more visit, one more gift into this region, then you should get a nice little sneaky entry here. And maybe this is the great entry for a nice big move here. Okay, so meme coins on base, it's all about memes. It's filthy. And, let them do their thing. It's cheap to buy memes. It's cheap to interact, all these types of things on base. So, if we can't beat them, we join them. We've seen what's happened with all these memes on Solana. I mean, I've also become a little bit of a DEGEN. I'm going to tell you about a meme coin that I bought as well. And, it might be related to the guy on my tile. Okay. So look at the tile on this video. Okay. There's a meme coin about it. okay, floating around. And maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the next banger that is going to come out. Okay, guys, who else are we looking at here? Injective, being slow. I see Matt's here as well. Matt says, get the likes up, guys. If you're enjoying the content, like if you love the content, or you like the content, like, subscribe, put the bell on, the notification, and come hang out with me. I'm here Monday to Friday, Banter Plus, unless I'm sick like I was last week. I missed, and apologies to you guys. I was so excited about bringing you that meme show on Friday, but I'm here Monday to Friday, Banter Plus. Come hang with me. If you like the content, hit the like button and subscribe at the same time. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Mark Drescher says he loves it. I'm not sure what he loves, but as he's here talking about love in the chats, I'm happy. As long as everybody is happy, that's what we want. Jing says crazy frog. Mike says check out Kendu. Guys, there's so many options here on this base. Okay, we're going to move on from base now. I actually wanted to find a cool tweet today. Where's my tweet? It must be here. Here it is. Okay. So this was me on Thursday. Okay. And maybe you guys didn't believe me. This was me on Thursday telling you, if you buy this narrative, we're going to retire. I was putting on my Hawaiian shirt, my sunglasses. I was telling you we were going to an island because this hype had just started. Remember, when BlackRock gets involved in something, they get their teeth in it. And they're not going to let it go to zero. When they're involved in something, it's going to move. Something is going to happen there. And that's why I got a Hawaiian. I think I was drinking a mojito or one of those things as well. And, I was feeling quite good about things. So, and this was great. Actually, I wanted to show you guys. Follow me on Twitter at the Lord of Entry. I dropped this one today. Go like this one. Don't go tag run. I said, how are my Bears doing today? Here's run in 2040. Still waiting for 49K. Let's hope it holds. Otherwise, he's going to absolutely end me. If it goes to 49K, I'm dead, Ray. I'm dead. Okay, so follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm dropping cool stuff for you guys and some info. There's my man. On the thumbnail. Okay, let's get into these RWAs. Here's some bullish things from Dark Crypto Lady. Okay, she says Exhibit A showcase what happened since NVIDIA's announcement on the 9th. Figures investment in AI companies and OpenAI's announcement of Sora. Okay, so basically what she's saying is the picture on your left is what's happened to Fetch when they made that announcement with NVIDIA and all these types of things. Okay, so picture number one, Exhibit A, is the 370% move that Fetch completed on that news. Exhibit B, which is the picture on the right-hand side where we are now, 5 days since BlackRock's announcement, their $100 million fund of RWA. Okay, she's now put a little fractal onto ONDO. Now, ONDO was the first one that I brought you guys on Thursday. And we've now had a massive move. And she's saying, okay, if I put this fractal onto ONDO, we've still got another 350% coming. And maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong. But fuck me, it's something to think about, and it's something to look at. So let's pull out this ONDO. If she thinks we're going another 350%, well, you've already got the first set of bangers. And the first move that I gave you guys was this guy. I actually gave you this level here, this 382 pullback zone. Look at this. It was almost like they came back here, and as they touched it, they said my name. They said, Dylan. And then they just sent it straight back up. This was absolutely perfect, the way they did that. They obviously trading their fibs as well, these ONDO guys. And what did we get? We got a 47%. Okay, so a nice 47% move on ONDO. And again, we're in a raging uptrend at the moment. And let's try and identify our next potential zone. How do we snag our next entry? So we snagged you this first entry. Let's see if we can try and get you another potential entry zone. Look at this. They're loving this 382. Look at that. And so I've pulled the 382 from the low to the high. I've pulled the fibs. And the first area of interest, you can see they've pinged the 382 for me quite neatly. So let's mark this area here. Mark that guy. And then my next level, 618, you can see you've got a nice little confluence here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles there tied in on the 618 nicely for us. So levels of interest now. If we get a pullback or some kind of entry here on ONDO, remember these things do fall back. They do pull back. We're looking for bullish pullbacks. we're looking for anything into this 382. For me, that's an entry zone. That's a potential DCA buy. That's an area where you can start building an entry. This is your next area, a little bit lower down. So the numbers are 0.865, and the next big number for me, 0.79. Okay, both of these are potential long zones. Both of these are nice little areas. If you're building a spot position or very low leverage margin type position, you could start laddering in on any pullbacks onto a 382, and you can ladder in onto pullbacks onto a 618. You can join them together. And if you really want to go as deep and darker, you can go to the 786, but that is the last ditch effort before you do the round trip. And, once we do a round trip, sometimes things get a little bit more bearish than that. So normally your most bullish zones, if you're bullish on a token, 382 and 618, and you can build a long position. If you say, that's cool, these are bullish pullbacks, I'm buying here, I'm buying any weakness. These are typically the zones you want to play around with. These are typically the zones that are going to give you those bullish moves. Chris Brunga says, Hemil is pumping now. Well, luckily I have the cat sound, especially for that, whenever these cats come up. Ray, I had to.
We need a tiger or a Bengal.
I own so many cats, bro. I own this 𝗬𝗢𝗚. I own the Hemil. Okay, lots of questions on injective still. Okay, Aristo, leverage entries, bro. I've got leverage entries for you. So basically, how do you play these things? So if you're trading 4-hour candles and things like that, you can take leverage entries on these tight areas, and you can see why. If you were watching this chart, 2 candles before, you wouldn't have seen this green candle here, but you would have already had in place your 382 fib. Okay, and you would have expected a bullish pullback that from this high over here where you were pulling from, you would expect some kind of reaction in a bullish zone like that. So that's where you can snag your leverage entries. You've got to be very greedy with leverage entries. That's why I always say it. And that's why I spend so much time waiting for reaction areas. I don't just randomly open positions and things like that. I'm always looking over my back. I'm trying to figure out how much is this going to cost me if I'm wrong, because I like to assume I'm wrong on the trade first. And that's why I start getting greedy with my entries and try and grab the tightest entries possible. And I like using these fibs as my guide, and you can see the type of reaction we get. So if you bought that fib, for example, that would have given you a nice little bounce move there of 9.6%, just that little pullback onto that fib, a little 9.6er there, and your risk would have been very low. Your risk was probably about 1% trying to get into that potential position. Okay, I see you guys are talking about this shitcoin. So, okay, let's just deal with this thing. There's this token, okay? There's this token called 𝗪𝗚𝗡, okay? Now, it's obviously a ripoff of Larry Fink, okay? It's called 𝗪𝗚𝗡, and it's growing. It's like growing in attention. And you can see what's going on here. The ticker is BlackRock, okay? But when you click on the token, it says 𝗪𝗚𝗡. But the actual ticker is BlackRock, okay? So that's what these guys are talking about in the chats here. And it's finally growing into a market cap that's almost worthy of talking about. I mean, you don't really want to talk about small caps on these shows because it gets a bit ridiculous. So we're at a $1.6 million market cap. So we are slowly growing here. And this is a satirical take on Larry Fink. I mean, who knows where this thing can go? Who knows if this gets some bigger traction? I mean, it's called what do they call it? 𝗪𝗚𝗡. So yeah, I mean, there's guys having fun with it. I know Kyle's having fun with this thing as well, and maybe it is something. So there's my shitcoin of the day, 𝗪𝗚𝗡, for you guys to talk about if you want to play in that space. Remember, still a very low market cap token, so you need to be very careful when you're playing with these meme coins. And remember, these things can rug. They could be like bad devs behind these things, and they could literally rug you and take all your money. So as long as you know when you're putting money into these memes, you can kiss it goodbye immediately. So just understand that. Okay, here's another recap. I did this one last week, prop base. Okay, we spoke about this one. We were busy trying to break all-time highs in this region, and I mean, should I even pull out the measurement tool here I hope you guys bought Hawaiian shirts. 120%. How many of you guys bought this? Please actually let me know in the chat here. Guys, come. Stop talking about meme coins. Let me know in the chat here who bought these RWA tokens here. Let me know. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. I see Dave's in the house. Dave, jump in the back here, bro. I see he's sitting in the chats. Dave, if you want, jump in the back quickly. Okay, let me know, guys. I need to know RWA tokens. Who bought these from last week? I see Michelle is laughing hysterically at something there. Okay. So prop base again, do we look for an entry? Yes, this is a potential spot play, but now this thing has gone up another 120%. So if you didn't buy it on Thursday when I spoke to you guys about it, now we need to be patient. We need to understand at some point these things do breathe properly, and it doesn't mean it's over. It just means they need to have a proper correction. They need to have a proper pullback. You can't have pumpage like this with people not taking profits and doing those types of things. So you need to understand, again, where's my hot zones, where my potential entry zones, where's my potential DCA zones. If I want to now invest in something like this, where can I potentially start buying? So first region of interest for me, really, that makes sense to me is going to be 0.102. So you need to just be patient. Okay, put your alarms on. If it does come back to this region, then that is your potential buy zone, 0.102. If it does dip a little bit lower, then we know we've got the hot zone here. They love these 618s, and that is going to be around 0.078. Okay, so 0.078. Both of these are more than okay potential buy zones for this. If we bullish on RWAs and it's not going to be a short-lived fad, these are the areas you want to be buying. These are the areas you want to select and get some decent entries and just build little positions. So that's area number one that you're looking at. And then there is area number two. Both are bullish zones for you guys to play with. You can see why, for me, I wouldn't buy this vertical candle. I would rather just wait for something just to make me feel a little bit better. You know, I just want to feel better that I got a better entry than buying the literal top of a potential move there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I've got another RWA. Okay, so Relio, again, this one also massive pump from last week. We were breaking that region. So a 64%er of Relio. Looks like it's slowing down a little bit. I know Simon will be very happy with this token. He's been talking about this thing during the bear market. He was buying this stuff. He just knew something about it. And yeah, this was going to be a hot one for him. So Relio, guys, if you've missed the Relio move, you now have to go to plan B. Plan B is wait for some kind of pullback onto a solid zone. Wait for a pullback onto a decent area where you can feel, you know, that you've bought it in a good place. You've bought it red. You bought it when it dipped into a nice little area. Because remember, maybe you buy it at the top here. Okay, cool. And then it does decide to pump another 10%. So maybe for 3 days you feel super smart, but then it has its correction. And then you got your opportunity back here to buy it again at this lower level. So just consider that. And when a downtrend starts, you can start trying to highlight or figure out your hot zones that you are going to be looking at. So this is a zone for me, 1.52. Look for that region there. And then deeper down, we've got a nice sort of mixed area of interest here. So this is anything from 1.25 down to 1.18. Both of those regions look okay to me. So both of them, same principle here. Any moves into there looks like an okay buy for me. Any dips into that region looks fine. Okay. Let's see what else. Thomas says he just missed his ONDO entry. That's Thomas's whip. We'll use it if he misses an entry. Okay, here we go. The next one was Galileo. Okay, also absolute banger. This one was a range low play off the 200-day MA, big mover. Now we might be able to get something out of this. Okay, because it looks to me like we've got consolidation at a nice little area. Okay, so now it looks like we might be able to get something here. So let's look here. Let's go. Let's pull some trends. Okay, we want to just create a little picture here as to what's going on. And we want to see where we can get involved potentially. Okay, so you can see what's going on. We got a little flag. It's getting tighter and tighter as it squeezes into the tip of the flag. So we're looking for, you know, something along these lines. And when we get to the tip, these things break. Obviously, we can't guarantee which way it breaks, but it's a bull flag. So I would say it's balance of probabilities. It would most likely want to break higher. Okay, but these things are only slightly above 50-50 if you look at the actual stats. So we're looking for that. And the bears, well, you're looking for that, and you're going to be buying it lower down here. So the big bear move that you're looking at, that if we lose these levels here, your major support you're watching, 0.087. Okay, so watch this region as major support. Okay, we understand that that is major support. That's cool. The bulls, you are now going to be tracking a flag. Okay, so your plan here for the bulls, if you're trying to build an entry here or get a position going, you want to buy weakness into this trend. Okay, you can see we've got a rising trend here. You can look to buy weakness onto this trend with the intention that we want to try and send this thing up, break that upper trend eventually, and then send it higher. So you can see this is teeing up for some kind of move, or the next play is obviously you can wait for the trend break and then try and buy that support once we start breaking that resistance zone. So that could also work for you guys as a potential play. Okay, let's look at okay, let's do this. Okay, so those of you that waited around, okay, so the magic coin, okay, there's speculation going around that Aptos is bringing RWA things onto their ecosystem. They're getting involved in all these types of things, and there's whisperings around, and the guys are getting super excited, and the researchers are flapping. And, you know, I thought I better bring this to you guys and bring it to your attention. So the first tweet that I had here was 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. He says, best coin to speculate on BlackRock-led tokenization is ONDO. Okay, we know that. We've nailed that entry. I've given you another entry. The second best coin to speculate is Aptos. Okay, now who would have thought Aptos would have been in this picture? And here's another interesting tweet, CC2 Ventures. Okay, so read this tweet. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing, but he's super bullish on this current situation here with Aptos. So take a look at what he's saying. And then I've whipped out the Aptos weekly for you guys, and I've got a potential target here. So I've got a support for you, and I've got a target as to where this thing can go. I've pulled out the weekly because on the daily it was quite a mess. It was just grinding higher, and it wasn't giving me my fibbage that I like to work with. It was quite messy. I'll show you guys shortly. But what we can see going on here, Aptos right now, we've got a target locked. Okay, I'm looking for an upside here for Aptos. If this thing starts getting traction and people start getting into this BlackRock scenario here, the first move for Aptos that I'm looking at is roughly 23%. So we're looking for a 23% play here on Aptos out the gates, provided there's you know, some traction on this news. And the weekly, you can see what's going on here. We're at a major weekly resistance area now, and you guys have seen this play with me multiple times here. Often you just need to crack a major level. Once you crack this major level, the retest is dreamy. The retest is like it's landing on a soft little couch, and you catch it and you long that thing off that weekly support. And that is what we want to see. We want to see this pop through this weekly level, let it shoot up. Okay, we're going to catch that support basket when it drifts lower down. We're going to grab a little bucket here of Aptos, and we're going to send this thing a little bit higher. And that is the first target. Now, remember, all-time highs should be coming shortly after that if it does get a little bit of momentum and things like that. So I'm watching Aptos closely. I have a bag now of Aptos, and I will be adding when we get that once we get that break of that weekly, and we're going to look for some support to confirm in that area. That is where I'm going to be adding. And currently, if you are trading Aptos, a nice little area you can watch as support is the current weekly low. Okay, so 15.76. If we close below this current weekly candle, then things are potentially looking bearish. And we are potentially looking at moving down to about 14.5. Okay, so that is our bearish scenario here. So as long as we're holding this weekly candle and staying above it, then I'm happy, then I'm comfortable. And I want to send Aptos on this 22% little cruise to the highs. And then we're going to see what happens from there. And anything can happen from there, especially with these names like BlackRock and things like that getting thrown around. Okay, guys, who wants to see some of my trades? Okay, what's the likeage like here? Head of likes.
I need to check. Give me a sec.
Okay, guys, likes. I'll show you some of my trades that I've got going on. I'll take you through my planning and my thoughts behind them. We need likeage though, guys. We need likes. We need likes. We need likes. Okay.
Oh, we're good. We got likes. We got 750.
We got likes. Okay, good, because I actually told them. I said, if you like it, you must like and subscribe. I forgot I actually did that.
I mean, another 600. Let's double it up. We got 2,600 here. Let's go.
Hit the likes, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's update. Let me close some windows here. Okay, so here's a trade that I sent off today on Sniper Club. Okay, so those of you that don't know what Sniper Club is, let me just give you a quick rundown. It's me and Sheldon, and then we got the Sniper team in there. We've got a Fundamentals team in there. We got Rodolfo in there, Simon, Bruce, DEGEN, David, giving off absolute bangers. That guy is he's a god at the moment in there, the type of setups that he's been giving off there for us. So we've all got our own sections. We drop our charts, we drop our ideas, but then we do have a communal signals section where we drop signals. Again, we were dry for 5 or 6 days. We didn't drop any official signals, and we were waiting for the market to decide what it was going to do. But today, while things were brewing, this was the first one that kind of caught my eye. I was drawn to PYTH. And I dropped the signal earlier in Sniper Club, and it's as simple as this. Basically, you want to buy into weakness into the box, okay? And the weaker you buy, the deeper into the box you buy, the lower your risk, the lower your stop loss risk, all these types of things. So this is why I explained to you guys how greedy I am with my entries, because if you're buying an entry up here, you put yourself at risk, okay? Let me show you the size of this potential move. If you buy it too high, okay, your risk for a reasonable exit is 7%. But if you buy on weakness into these boxes and you ladder into your entry, you could get a risk of about 2% on the exact same trade, on the exact same play. So the secret here is being patient. The secret here is not aping in your full size when you have a bad entry. The secret is laddering into your positions, or the next secret is if you've missed an entry, don't jump in, just leave it, walk away, find the next potential trade to look at. So the secret here for me, when I highlight a box like that, I say to the guys, you want to ladder into your position. So maybe you're going to go 20% there, you're going to go 20% there, and then you can bang in the last bit right at the bottom where your effective stop loss risk is under, say, 1%. It will be something like 0.7% for that last buy there, and then your risk is so low. And then if that trade takes off, then you guys are cooking, and your risk reward just really plays out nicely for you guys. So that's a little strategy I use for my trading and for my entries. And let me show you what's going on. Here's my current situation. Okay, so this is Prime XBT. The link for Prime XBT is in the description. There's a specifically special offer for you guys at the moment, 7% sign up bonus. What does that mean? It means if you deposit $1,000, they give you $70 in your account that you can trade with. Same with $10,000, they're going to give you $700. It's free that you can trade with. Okay, so Prime XBT, this is my current situation. I've got a SOL position. I've got 245 SOL that I'm still long. I sweated so hard on that pullback for SOL, and I had an order at 159. They dropped us to 160, I think, but my P&L was not looking good when they did that. Fortunately, it did reverse, and currently I've got 1600 link that I'm long, and I've got 400 AVAX that I'm long at the moment. So that is my current situation on Prime XBT, and you can see I've moved my stop quite high on link, so that's pretty much risk-free. Let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX, look at that. My stop is under my entry there on AVAX, so we are good. So those are 2 free trades now, effectively for me. So another little secret for you guys. Once your trades start moving nicely, but I'm not talking 2 or 3%. I'm saying a bigger move than that. Then you can bring your stops up to entry quite quickly and de-risk yourselves as quickly as possible. So that is the current Prime XBT situation. The link is in the description, guys, of this show. And then here's another trade that I've got for you guys. This was Ocean Protocol. And now I spoke about it briefly last week. I'm trading this one on WEEX, and we are now hitting a resistance zone. So this is actually an area where I need to close my trade and take profit. So I traded this on WEEX. I told you guys about this last week. There's rinse protection on WEEX. If your first trade, so you open a WEEX account, okay? Sign up in the link, open the WEEX account. Your first trade you take on them gives you $300 loss protection. Basically, it's DEGEN protection for you. So your first loss is covered by them up to $300. And they also have a sliding scale of sign-up bonuses and all these types of things that they give you. And their max sign-up bonus at their peak is something like 10% on one of the tiers. So check it out as well for WEEX. Let's close this thing, and I'll tell you why I'm closing it. I got stopped on a couple of trades on WEEX. So now I'm back to break even here. And you can see I'm at resistance. So why am I closing it? Well, we've broken trend. Cool. That's correct. We've broken trend. That's bullish. Number two, I am at a resistance area. Okay, there's horizontal here. This is a TP zone for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close. I'm going to close this trade. Okay, so we'll market close. There we go. Okay, so the trade is now closed. And now I'm back to 0 positions. And here's my equity now, 1584. Okay, so I started with 500. There's now 1584. And that's a nice relief after getting a nice little bit of a pumpage there from Ocean. Okay, so that is now done. And oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's a potential entry for you right now before it fails. This is TON. Okay, this is another potential signal. We had TON breaking all-time highs. If you're taking this position right now, this is the lowest possible risk you can get. This is like what is this? 0.0% effectively, because this is right at the bottom of my exit zone. So this is about 0.5% risk if you are buying TON right now. So the reason I liked TON earlier today, this was the 1 hour chart that I was looking at for TON. And what did I like about it? We had a nice cup and handle situation going on here. Nice little cup and handle. And it was sitting in this box. And we were looking for a potential move here to pop higher and then start attacking all-time highs. So this move is still on right now. If you're entering into this box, your risk is actually very, very low now. Your risk is from this level right here. It's less than 1%. Okay, so if it's going to hold, you got a 1%. Ah, look who's here.
What's up, guys?
welcome. I've got a new sound here. It's a money printer.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. We are printing money.
So here's this TON trade, guys. If you are in this trade, nothing to do here, nothing to change. Let it play out. I gave 2 stop loss options, okay? Number one was this 5.22 lower down as your next potential stop loss option. And this is meant for the spot traders and things like that. That is where the spot guys can add to their positions, build a position and things like that. And then we're looking for about a 20% move on TON. So let's see how that plays out. It was looking very bullish earlier today, but I see now they've turned us over for the last 3 hours. I don't know why they want to kill me at this point in time. Okay, Abonay says he's already trading PYTH. And okay, Dave, what's cooking, bro? What are you long? What are you short? What's happening?
Yeah, man. So yesterday we had an awesome session with the Sniper Club, and I gave a ICP long. Got some messages. Actually, Abonay messaged me on that. So congrats, dude. But yeah, no, just watching this resistance level here with Bitcoin, looking for some potential setups. I gave a call on the Sniper Club just moments ago, and yeah, it's just interesting times for sure. So
yeah, so guys, this is what I was talking about. Okay, so this is Dave from the Sniper Club. We keep him in a cage. Okay, he's our hired gun. Okay, he's our man. He's our weapon in the Sniper Club. He's giving out banging signals. He does these private Zoom sessions with me, sometimes on his own, sometimes with Bruce, all these things. And he's all over the place, and he's giving out banger setups. The setups that you see I'm giving you on my show and things like that. This isn't even a quarter of what we're giving you in the Sniper Club. There really is an abundance of charts there. I'm doing 20 to 30 updates a day. Dave, I don't know, how many you do?
Quite a bit. I mean, that's all we do is just setups. We're always identifying setups. I mean, for me, I'm in the US, so at nighttime during Asia session, I'll be charting a lot of stuff. I'll be sending them to Dylan. You know, Dylan will kind of collaborate a little bit, and we're just always working hard in the background to give you guys the best alpha out there. So yeah, exciting times. Yeah.
It's all happening in there. And then on top of that, we've got a researcher in there now full-time dropping you fundamental things, all these types of things. We've got Simon in there doing the airdrops, all the things. Bruce is in there also dropping bangers, and Sheldon, obviously, and Mama Sniper is in there. So everybody is there. And imagine every day you wake up, you haven't done any charting, you got to go to work, you got to brush your teeth, you got to shower, you don't have time to check the charts, but you want to trade. Well, what do? You log into your Sniper Club account, you open it, you say, okay, what has Dylan updated today? Bang. You're going to get all my charts. What has David updated today? Bang. You get all his charts, you get all his ideas, and then you can mark them on your own charts when you have the time for when these setups can play out. So we really are giving you guys a proper service here. We're doing a lot of the work for you and just help you be better traders. And if you've got time, you sit with us on the Zooms and you see how we trade, because we all trade slightly differently. Okay, we all have slightly different techniques and things like that, and you get to feel comfortable with a trader, and you start copying what we do, and you work out what's best for you. I think that's the best way to explain it, though.
I think you nailed it.
Or shot for hanging.
Yeah. You
Later,
guys are
later.
sick.
So that is DEGEN Dave that I spoke about. He's also our DJ. That music here in the background is mixed by Dave for us. And guys, that was fun. I see I'm ultra zoomed in today. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the full zoom into my face. Okay, we've covered a lot of good things here today. I've shown you how to take a TP at resistance. You see, I do take profit sometimes when we hit good resistance zones. So that is done. You've got good levels on these RWAs. We're watching Aptos. And you guys know what to do at base. So go play around on base. Check it out, get a feel for it, and look at those two smaller caps because they could be potential movers for you guys. BTC broke a big level. You know what support BTC needs to hold now. And then tomorrow, I'm getting stuck into the regulars, guys. We've got to do a full weekly recap here tomorrow. We've got to cover Phantom, Solana, AVAX, PYTH. We've got to cover all of these things that we haven't touched in a few days just to get everybody back in line and so they know exactly where they are with their things. Okay, so tomorrow, I'm going to look after you guys with that stuff. We'll see you then. Later.